Okay, here we go again. This time out in North Oxfordshire. Just about to undertake a circular walk of Islip, which is southwest of Oxford. Free walk 292, about 11 mile. It's a mixed day. Bit of sun at the moment, but that's not forecast to last long. Cloudy this afternoon, but the main thing is it's dry. So yeah, let's press on, see what awaits us. This station is one of those modern halts, has a very infrequent service, so sometimes you're better off using Oxford Parkway. But anyway, I've managed to wangle it so that I can leave and arrive from the same station, hopefully, barring any accidents. Come out of the station, straight away you're opposite the old station house. Do a right, and as you can hear, the cows are back in the fields, which is bad news, unless the farmers have been amenable like they were last week and put up electric fences. Let's see. Anyway, I don't think I mentioned the date. Saturday, April the 6th, 2019. Yeah, year is wheeling off. Soon be Easter. Now the worrying thing about here, I notice, calves are out. Never a good sign, even though I haven't got a dog. Don't be tempted to take the footpath immediately opposite station approach, but continue towards the village, and then we do a right down Church Close. Likewise, don't go that way, right, but stay on Church Close and head for the church, as indicated on this sign here, towards Village Shop. This is Islip's claim to fame, Edward the Confessor. Village Shop is only open between 10 and 12 apparently, so not now, because it's gone half 12 already. There are the opening times. Looks like it's one of those community places. A lovely peal of bells as we pass the church at Islip. Hope you can read that. Tells us when the Edward the Confessor Memorial was made. 2005. There's even a walk to commemorate him. Church from another angle, a very weathered church. That nice warm kind of sandstony material that you get in the Cotswolds in this area. Well, at least that's what I think it is. Might be totally wrong, but lovely. Interesting clock there up on the tower. Church of St Nicholas, by the way. As we walk through the churchyard and depart. It is in the Diocese of Oxford, but has strong connections with Westminster by all accounts, due to Edward the Confessor. Got the old village stocks there. I want to put a few MPs in them, I tell you. information board here about Islip. Obviously today you can Google it. A possible early tea time stop here, or mid-morning, well, lunchtime even, cup of tea, the Red Lion. And the first thing I noticed today is the amount of traffic about. Very busy with cyclists and traffic, all piling out of Oxford no doubt, although I did see one on the train from London as well, cyclist. A parting view of the church before we proceed down the appropriately named The Walk. Passing the old rectory and the home of former geologist William Buckland, who was the first to acknowledge the existence of dinosaurs apparently. There you go, the old house. So there you can see another connection with Westminster. Obviously people are in training for it, I guess. Passing the Swan Inn. Crossing over the River Ray, R-A-Y. Now joining the Oxfordshire Way. Okay, there's the stile mentioned in the text, but looks like the gate is open to this property. So unofficially, I'm going to do a right here. Point 7 of the text. We're now out into open countryside, leaving Islip behind us. Nice chill breeze, quite a stiff one actually. Hopefully that won't affect commentary. Gusts of up to 24 or 5 today I've read. Sleepy Islip now disappearing in the distance. Looks like a nice commuter zone. If it has trains at appropriate times in the morning. Plenty of skylarks around, you may be able to detect. Still point 7 of the text. Looking at the landscape surrounding the village of Islip. Now starting to cloud over a bit more. And without the sun, a little bit of it breaking through, but without it, that chill wind is starting to take effect. Point 8 of the text, the Oxfordshire Way goes left, ultimately back to the station, but we stay on the lane and go right here, opposite a bungalow there. Go over this stile. Point 8 of the text, leaving the lane behind us. Pleasant thatched cottages, point 9 of the text, where we take that left turning. Then come off the lane, take a right here. Crossing over a footbridge, point 10 of the text. So at this juncture, you can either go straight on for a shortcut to lunch at Beckley, or turn left, as I'm about to continue the main walk. There you go, best eggs in 2012. As we continue up this farm track. Old blue bus over there. As I said the other week, up in Snettisham, you always find a load of old vehicles on farmyards, it seems. Holiday homes there as well. Okay, this is a permissive path we're taking here, branching off left. Interesting. This is exactly the kind of deterrent that should have been down at Sandhurst the other week. Stop the swans flying into the wires. I noticed a number of these things on the overhead wires here, because we're now approaching Otmoor Nature Reserve. Very good. They're at certain intervals along the wires, and it's just enough to stop birds flying into them. So I don't know what that ranger was on about down at Sandhurst the other week. So as you can see, this is the Otmoor Nature Reserve, RSPB managed. Seen quite a few of their sites in recent weeks. What with Snettisham. Plenty of activity out on the marshland there. Our onward journey's right here. Otmoor was once agricultural land, drained and used for grazing. The RSPB have got hold of it and are restoring it back to its former glory. Hence all the birds. Wonderful. I noticed horses use this grassy area right away, and you can feel it underfoot and starting to rut already. Won't be too long before they've managed to destroy this path as well. I can imagine in winter this is a quagmire. Wind's dried it out at the moment, but still quite marshy. Looks like the RSPB have been doing some very useful work here. Notice the log piles that have been left. Very trendy at the moment, a la MOD. Now, brown hare, currently in massive decline due to a form of myxomatosis. Read that in my Countryman magazine this week, or last month. Very, very sad. It's got to be stopped. Scientists are working on or attempting to find a cure right now. But yeah, that animal under threat. We've now reached the Wetland Watch, and I'll go and see if it's up to the standards of Snettisham. 2 o'clock now, a possible lunchtime stop instead of one of the many churches on this route. Okay, 2:30, lunch has been had. Very nice and modern, that hide. Very different to Snettisham the other week. Couldn't film inside because somebody else was in there. Didn't want to disturb them. Had a massive lens and all the kit, camera, so I didn't feel it was appropriate. Anyway, while we were in there, linnet, yellowhammer, kite, curlew, amongst others, were seen. Lovely little place. Now, ironically, I'm headed up to the MOD land, where no doubt there might be shooting going on. There's a kite there, got something in his mouth. Quite amazing. I don't know if it's a bird. Anyway, he's gone. Now, I didn't know if that was a bird or a little mouse. Anyway, lunch is served for him. Point 14 of the text, there's the breeze block pump house, which in fact, according to a volunteer warder I've just been speaking to, is storage, and the volunteer's hut. She was also telling me that there's plans by the Department of Transport to build a major expressway past the edge of this delicate land, which will probably destroy it, linking Cambridge and Oxford. Absolutely unbelievable, outrageous. The country's getting ruined. Onward journey right down this lane over the bridge. Just leaving Otmoor now. Did ask the warden if any cuckoos have been heard yet, but it's probably a week too early for them. Sand martins are here, been seen. None of the other martin family though. The MOD's rifle range there. It's interesting, you often find these military training areas next to wildlife areas. Thinking back to Durdle Door, or not Durdle Door, but Lulworth Cove for example. Many other examples. Point 15 of the text, we've got about 1400 metres of road walking now into the village for the lunchtime stop for those that take it. This is good to see. They're planning on doing one in my village, community orchard. Great idea. Very good for wildlife. Shame that the ministers at the Department of Transport don't see likewise. Those idiots in Parliament really are unbelievable. Looking back down the lane from the incline into Beckley, or Beckley, keep making that mistake. Views of the surrounding countryside. Soon to be spoilt by this expressway. Incredible. And I think the warden was saying there's going to be 1 million houses built between here and Cambridge. Ridiculous. Looking up at the church, Beckley Church there. Lovely scene. Okay, this is the village of Beckley. There's the suggested lunchtime stop, the Abingdon Arms, which actually looks like it's a free house, but it actually looks like it's undergoing some work at the moment. Don't know if it's open, soon find out. Yeah, it's just having an extension. This is, as I say, about 5.5 miles into the walk. Definitely a walker friendly pub. Interesting use of the old phone box. Excuse the background music. It's going on in the garage behind the phone box, which I know has got a combination lock on it. God knows what that is, some kind of artwork. Probably owned by the bloke with the music blaring out. Having just read the notes, I read that that phone box is known as Beckley Art Box, so it does have occasional artworks in it. In memory of Richard Tasker. Lovely row of thatched and tiled cottages here. It's the stone that's lovely and warm. Wonderful. Very good. I am the door. I don't know if that's coming out. It's getting a bit dark, isn't it? Anyway, that's what it says. Wonderful little lane. What wonderful doors. Quite thin, but what a lovely big open vista. Nice little storm porch pews. Bit of holy water. Nice solid door in. Strange layout though. Pews are wooden, traditional style. Very simple. Bit of leaded window there. Very interesting. Some interesting artwork. Piano. Local dignitaries. And it looks like some interesting artwork's been discovered underneath the lime, or whatever you call that, covering. Strange. Lovely bit of leaded window there. There's the old organ. What I read in the notes, there's a harpsichord in here somewhere. I wonder if this is it, or whether that piano thing that I filmed was. You can hear the church clock ticking. Like a heartbeat. What an amazing bit of craftsmanship that is. Not sure what it's for. Maybe baptisms, I don't know. Certainly take a bit of strength to lift the lid off. So on this side, as we leave, it's I am the resurrection, which you often see in churches, lich gates. What's that one down in near Otford? Begins with S. God, I can't remember it. Anyway, down there you've got similar wording. Here you can see it now, so it's to do with my wind blocker that's affecting the, as I suspected, it's affecting the lighting on this camera. All the indications are this camera needs replacing very shortly. Decade old, it's done well. Okay, here we go. My first field of cows of the season. Unfortunately, that's the way the footpath takes me. Smack bang in their direction. No indication there's a bull in there, so that's something. We're actually on a ridge here, pretty good views into the distance. Although I'll be more focused on the cattle for the next few minutes than the vista. What a wonderful view that is. I can say that at the moment because the cattle are still at a distance, but they've got wind of me. There they are, giving me the eyeball. Okay, got past them by going around the edge, following the hedge. They watch me every inch of the way. Bullocks, young bullocks they are. Point 20 of the text. Fine views of Otmoor. Now following the Oxford Greenbelt Way, campaign for rural England, by the looks of it. Just seen a flock of fieldfares there. They're still here, early April. Surprises me, but they'll be going any minute now. Blue tip warning note. And there's the reason I've stood underneath their bird box. Cottage has got solar panels in its garden. Can't see the cottage, but or house. It is there though. Very good to see. Point 23 of the text, another new plantation. Mixed English trees as well. Lovely. Quite a busy road on a Saturday afternoon. Found the footpath now to Elsfield. Bit of confusion a few minutes ago because there is a gap on the right, but it comes too early. So this is the way, I believe now, over this footbridge. Now in Woodeaton Wood, where I'm turning right. Lovely greens, just coming into leaf. Tree down up ahead there. Seems to be a problem here with this pipe, permanently leaking by the looks of it. Nice vista. After a few navigational difficulties around the copse, now entering the village of Woodeaton. Rude Church, Woodeaton, which I haven't got time to go into unfortunately because it's 5 o'clock already. I might have to branch off to Oxford Parkway yet. Still got 2 miles to do. A very heavily weathered cross on the village green. Woodeaton Manor House, which I think I read is now a special needs school. Information panel here about Woodeaton Folly. You can Google that if you wish to know more. Oxfordshire Buildings Trust. And there she blows. Nice new wall being built opposite the Folly. Okay, judgment point here. Do a left, go to Oxford Parkway where there's 2 trains an hour, or with an hour left before my train, do a right and continue with the circular walk, but there's no train after that one till about 9 o'clock. I think it's about 2,000 metres, so what's that? It's less than a mile anyway. 1,500's a mile, so yeah, just over a mile, should be able to do it. Point 31 of the text, following the banks of the River Cherwell. Point 32 of the text, leaving the Cherwell now, turning right up here, across fields. There's the goal. Now walking through what was a rape field previously by the looks of it. As you can hear in the background, skylarks love all this. Passing the Millennium Wood, Islip Millennium Wood. So as you can see, nearly 20 years on, things are coming on nicely. So 20 to 6, retracing my steps past the Red Lion through the churchyard. Hopefully I'm back on track, about to get the 6:15 train. So here we are, 6:15. Could actually have gone inside that church because it was open, and just as a kite flies by me, yeah, filmed inside, but I didn't want to risk missing this train. Anyway, as you can see, this is clearly a modern station. I must research and see when it was built. Never seen that before. Anyway, clearly not freezing, although it is quite cold. So as you can see, it's 3 hours till the next train, so I didn't want to risk anything. Anyway, very decent walk that. First time I've been up this way for a long time. Aylesbury's as near as I've been previously, I think. Was quite grey for most of the afternoon, but at least it was dry. So like I say, decent walk, decent surfaces underfoot, nice soft riverside walking towards the end there where I needed to get the speed up. So that's free walk 292, Islip Circular, completed. I've actually recorded 11.9 mile, 4 3/4 hours walking, but best part of 6 hours, well 5.5 hours, because I got waylaid in the bird hide. Lunch took a bit longer than usual. Anyway, not to worry. Very good day out that was. Thanks to the author.